For Matthew Boyte and his wife Katie, this is an orientation like no other. As the school year starts, first-year medical students, known as M1s, gather with their families at the University of Mississippi Medical Center for Family Day, a chance for mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and spouses to tour the medical school, meet staff, and get an idea of how the life of their M1 will change.
I think it'll be helpful for the family to come and, get to talk to some of the people who know how things work around here, get to kind of know what to expect, how much they're not going to see us.
Do you know what to expect?
Not really. I've been talking to different people, but I guess I'm just going to have to get into it before I really figure it out.
What advice have you given your son?
Actually, what I've told him over and over is don't let the process change you, because I think he's a very terrific person, very compassionate, very big-hearted, and I don't want that to become blunted by all that he'll go through. But at the same time, I know what for me, the process and what I do for a living actually has made me probably a bigger person than I think I might have been. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in him also.
The families of 150 students were divided into 10 tour groups. Third-year medical students, M3s, were their guides, taking them to the newly renovated gross anatomy lab, the histology lab, the simulation center, and other locations on Mississippi's Academic Health Science Center campus.
It's such a blur. I mean, that first semester was just so crazy. You get so used to absorbing so much information. It just kind of becomes second nature, and you do what you got to do.
Even if you have done grad school before, you've never done medical school before. It's such an immersive experience that you really can't be completely prepared for it. So I think families want to know how they can encourage their students, what they can do to help.
None of my family went to medical school, and so this was their first exposure to the medical school, the idea of medical school, and so I think it helped them a lot understand what I had to go through and what I was about to go through, and they knew what I was talking about. If I told them, I was in the anatomy lab all day, they knew where it was because they had been up there, and so I think that helped them a lot to be able to understand what I was talking about every day. The hardest part for an M1 is probably just learning your technique for studying. It's not going to be the same as anyone else's. It's not going to be the same as your friends. You have to find your own technique.
You get through it. If you keep your head down, keep going, it'll pay off. And now, as a third year, I look back, and it seems like yesterday I was starting gross anatomy, and it's really has flown by.
Gross anatomy is one of the defining courses of medical school. If you talk to students that have been through the program in the past, they'll tell you that's when medical students started, is with gross anatomy. So when the student comes home and starts talking about the gross anatomy experience, I think they'll have some empathy as to what they're going through.
Increasingly, parents want to know the environment in which they are sending their children. And these are not children, these are adults, adult trainees. But parents are very much involved in education these days. And they want to have an understanding of what it is that their students are becoming involved with.
I didn't realize that they would be so spread out. I think that once the new medical school is built, that's going to be nice to have things kind of more in one focus area. I had no idea how much walking he's going to do.
For medical students, a good study partner is essential. But that won't be a problem for brothers Landen Tharp and Jacob Stout.
They've been best friends since first grade. They went to Mississippi State, roomed together for 4 years, and now they live in an apartment together, and they'll be going through the first year of medical school together.
I'm interested in medical stuff, so I think it'll be fun to hear about what they get to do and stuff like that.
You think they're well equipped to be here?
Oh yeah, they are. They're going to do great.
Today was really good. It gave me kind of a perspective of how to treat Matt when he gets home, what kind of support system I need to be. I was told that I need to learn how to cut the grass, and we had a good laugh about that.
Do you see mowing in your future?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think that he will graciously find time to mow for me. I'll do everything else but that.
To learn more about the School of Medicine at the University of Mississippi Medical Center, go to umc.edu. I'm Jim Albritton reporting.